All right, let's jump right in. There comes a time when every lone hero realizes that a single tool, well, it just isn't going to cut it. If you want to build something that actually lasts, take down the big risks, and really build an empire, you need more than just a fast horse and a trusty six-shooter. No way. You're going to need a posse. And in our story today, our hero, the ERC 3643 kid, is doing just that. This is his Trustee Posse trilogy.
So picture this. You're holding a super valuable arbitration award. It's basically the deed to your future, but threats are closing in from literally every side. We're talking predatory debt, messy legal friction, not to mention personal liabilities that are just trying to bleed your entire operation dry. So how in the world do you move forward when you're constantly fighting off attacks?
And here's the answer. You don't go it alone. A single lawman, I don't care how tough he is, can't defend against a coordinated attack. You need a specialized team, a trustee posse, working in perfect formation. And in this high-tech world, that posse is a really sophisticated legal structure we call the Trilogy trust architecture.
So let's meet the team. And this isn't just some random group of guys, okay? It's a mandatory tandem of 3 highly specialized, irrevocable trusts. Each one has a very specific job, and they're all designed to work together to isolate risk, optimize your capital, and just neutralize any threats that come your way.
First up is Trust T1. This is the posse's defensive powerhouse. Seriously, think of T1 as the heavy armor. Its entire mission is to be the ecosystem's ultimate backstop. It holds critical insurance and super stable reserves, like physical gold, completely separate from all the action. This shields them from all the commercial risks and any personal liabilities. It's a firewall.
Next, we've got Trust T2, which is the engine of the whole operation. This is your commercial hub, the boots on the ground. T2 is tasked with the real mission, in this case, acquiring a ranch. It's designed to handle all the operational risks. You can think of it as the entity that takes on the debt to get the job done, which makes it the secured debtor in this whole structure.
And rounding out our posse is Trust T3, the banker. T3 is the central treasury, plain and simple. It's where the high-value assets are held, like that arbitration award and any intellectual property. It acts as the secured creditor, providing the capital that fuels the entire operation, while holding a first priority lien on, well, everything.
Okay, so this is where it gets really cool, because you can see the whole structure laid out right here. Look at that separation of duties. You've got T1 up top, that's the fortress, right? It's holding all the insurance and the physical gold. Then you have T2 in the middle, the engine, which is the ranch itself, the operational part. And T3, the banker, is down at the bottom holding that valuable arbitration award. This whole setup is the secret sauce for isolating risk. A fire in one part of the town doesn't burn the whole thing down. A problem in one trust simply cannot bleed over and infect the others. But here's the thing. This posse doesn't ride into town with old-fashioned six-shooters. Oh no. They are equipped with a sophisticated, high-tech arsenal of financial and legal technology that's designed for speed, precision, and just unstoppable enforcement. Their primary weapon is called the ALSC, or as some call it, the Goldback gun. The best way to think about it is like a robot referee. Once a finalized arbitration award is fed into the system and it passes a mandatory safeguard period, the ALSC automatically triggers a payout that cannot be stopped. No appeals, no delays, just execution. It's a game changer.
Now, what if you need cash right away for a closing? Well, the Posse uses a tool that makes traditional banking look like it's moving in slow motion. It's called an atomic flash loan. Instead of waiting weeks for paperwork and putting up collateral, this is an uncollateralized loan that is borrowed, used, and fully repaid, all within a single 12-second blockchain transaction. It's almost instant.
And this really illustrates a core principle here. An unstoppable offense needs an impenetrable defense. The entire posse is protected by a multi-layered shield of insurance. It's brilliant. Every single layer, from personal liability to the commercial operations to the physical assets themselves, is specifically covered. And get this, smart contracts even act as a final check, like a bouncer, verifying that insurance is valid before any transaction can execute.
Okay, so the commercial operation is completely armored up. But what about those threats from the outside? The personal stuff. How does the posse handle personal legal friction, like a child support obligation, and stop it from derailing the entire mission? The solution is pretty elegant. You don't treat it as just a personal bill. Instead, the obligation is placed into a specialized legal container called an active case. This one move instantly gives that obligation a formal commercial posture, complete with a full audit trail and dispute controls. So it's no longer just a simple payment. It's now defensible economic history. So here's the crucial point.
Every single payment made from that active case generates a unique, non-transferable digital receipt. It's called a soul-bound token. What this does is create an unbreakable, cryptographically secure audit trail. It's the kind of rock-solid proof of payment that's admissible in court, and it effectively shuts down any bad faith claims of non-payment. End of story.
All right, the posse is assembled, they're armed, and they're shielded. Now let's see how this all comes together. We're going to walk through the perfectly coordinated 5-step plan to take down the target and secure that ranch.
Just look at this precision. It's like clockwork. First, T3, our banker, recognizes the award as a formal asset on the books. Second, T2, the engine, isolates the deal inside a brand new LLC. Third, the system fires the ALESC, the gold-backed gun, liquidating the award to fund the purchase. Fourth, T1, the armor, stands guard, making absolutely sure personal issues can't touch the commercial deal. And finally, every single step is recorded, creating a bulletproof court-admissible audit pack.
And this really is the ultimate defense. This entire architecture is designed to enhance the process and transparency without challenging any established legal principles. It's not trying to rewrite the law, it's just creating a better, more verifiable way to follow the law. You can think of it as a digital court registry that modernizes the how, not the what.
Which leaves us with this final, kind of provocative thought to chew on. This whole system, this posse of trusts and code, is an incredibly powerful new way to manage assets and enforce agreements. But when contracts can literally enforce themselves, and risk can be so surgically isolated and removed, how does that change our fundamental ideas about control, liability, and what it truly means to own something anymore?